Welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom. Hello people, God bless you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you're watching me from, the Lord be with you. And again to you, Happy New Year. Yeah, Zimbabwean public speaker and social entrepreneur based in South Africa has been deported following his involvement in South African issues. So he claimed. Addressing the issue, Maponga, who has been living in South Africa for the past 22 years, said he has relocated to his home country, Zimbabwe. Maponga said he is working with interested individuals to bring back his wife and children who are still in South Africa as at the time of this video. Maponga, you will recall, was suspended by the SDA in a letter signed by South African Evangelism, Personnel Administration, Nurture and Retention Director, Michael Rugube Ngwaru. The SDA said it was concerned about the content of the gospel Maponga preached and the manner in which he communicated it. The philosopher said South Africa should know that it's part of Africa and it does not have unique problems. Maponga, however, added that the move by the South African government will not deter him to fight for his cause, which is to solve African problems. But in a related development, while Maponga was making it look like he on his own decided to relocate to South Africa because South Africans have consistently asked him to do so. It was revealed by a Twitter user who was replying to a tweet by Maponga. And here is the tweet. It says, replying the user said, point of correction, he didn't go home because he wanted to. He was found with a fake SAID. I guess Zimbos are all the same. Maponga revealed in the earlier tweet that he had been deported to his homeland for being involved in South Africa issues. Maponga has lived in South Africa, like I told you, for more than 20 years. And here is the tweet from Maponga, Joshua Maponga. I relocated to Zimbabwe for South Africans who told me to go back. Stop getting involved in South African issues as my country is in trouble. I'm trying to solve African things. I've lived in South Africa for 20 years. My family is in the SA. SA is part of Africa. South African problems are African problems. Well, I would like you to watch part of the video that Maponga did as he tried to address this and other things that he had to speak with. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till then, from me to you, Shalom.
And if you have been following and watching the discourse that we have been having for the past few weeks, yes, it's a fact. I have relocated into Zimbabwe. For those of you who, particularly in South Africa, who have been telling me to go back home, go back to my country, I must stop making noise in South Africa and getting involved in South African issues because my own country is in trouble and my advice is not needed here. I am putting my mind and efforts around trying to solve African things, but in particular identifying the South African storyline for where I've been living for the past 22 years plus. It's okay. I can categorically state it now that I have relocated into Zimbabwe. Yes, my family is still in South Africa as of wife and children, but I am establishing and working with some interested individuals in Zimbabwe to begin a narrative in conversing and talking around how do we solve the African issues. But I'm not here to justify or try to explain myself. But I think it's important for the South African community in particular to know that South Africa is part of Africa. South Africa is part of Africa. And the South African problems are African problems. The Guinea-Bissau problems are African problems. The Egypt, Ethiopia, Uganda problems and Sudan are African problems. The mining that is happening in Congo is an African problem. The oil that is being mined in Nigeria is an African problem. I say this because if our African leaders fully understood the resource which we are sitting on as an African continent, particularly the politicians. I released a statement a few days ago where I was saying, do we have billionaires in Africa? We know that the future is lithium. I say so because of the solar and energy crisis that is facing the world and the production of batteries, both for cell phones and solar energy. The appetite for those products is increasing quite drastically, and Zimbabwe happens to be having a huge deposits. We have huge deposits of lithium, and we just noticed in the past few days that some Chinese people have invested 422 million to buy a lithium plant or a lithium mine in Zimbabwe. And my call was, do we have a man, do we have a woman, do we have a company in Zimbabwe that could have that kind of money, the 422 million? Not only in Zimbabwe, maybe in South Africa, maybe in Congo, maybe Nigeria, who has the same amount of money. And while we are selling these resources to the Chinese, to the Americans, and to the British, who are, of course, hiding behind pseudonames and business partners. But we know that in as much as Zimbabwe is still under sanctions, the colonial system is still doing business in Zimbabwe using surrogate companies because the resources that are there cannot be managed by politics. This is economics. My idea was, is it not possible that the African billionaires can strategically begin to think and look at the future as to what minerals and resources and services will make the economy of the future, and then take their money and invest it into such resources so that we maintain and keep those resources within the African hands. This is important because as long as we still think that the foreign and outside companies will have solutions for our economic progress, we will still be rolling in circles, as it were. And I was appealing to the Dangotes, I was appealing to the Dos Santos, I was appealing to the billionaires of Africa, both on the continent and in diaspora, that look into the future and look into the sciences of the future, the 5G technologies that are coming up into the space, and find out what resources will they need to develop that kind of an economy and that kind of a world. And Africa is still supplying the resources to that future. My comment was, therefore, is it not possible that the African billionaires can move into Congo and secure the cobalt production, because that speaks to the cell phones and IT space. You know, move into Zimbabwe because that speaks to the lithium space. Move into Guinea-Bissau